Okay, so seems my video's a little bit long, but not too long. You guys seem to appreciate it when I take a little bit more time. That last frantic FJ44 icon video, well, it just sucked. So I'm here to find my zen, slow down a little bit, and we're in a really unique truck. This is a 1962 FJ40. It's kind of a transition model because Toyota was just wrapping up the FJ25 and starting with the FJ40. I built this truck. We found this truck in California. Incredible body condition. It was in the high desert, if I recall correctly. We sold it to a repeat client and dear friend, and we did this custom restoration on it for him back in 2009. So the truck just came back to me today. I spoke with my friend, and Mr. D lamented the fact that his work ethic is just a little too good, and he's not spending any time at the house where this truck is, so he's not really using it. Now that I get the truck, I have to agree. Come on, Mr. D, what's the point of all that cash and success if you're not able to enjoy it and spend more time? Alright, whatever. Either way, we got the truck back. It has 651 miles on it since the restoration. It's been stored in like a fairly ridiculous temperature controlled garage. I've been in that garage with a slew of other nifty cars that aren't getting driven, and it's temperature controlled, blah blah blah. So the conditions on this truck are phenomenal. I mean, literally, it looks like we restored it last week. In fact, I could say I did and you wouldn't know any better, but I'll show you the photo history, starting with the truck when we first found it, through the restoration process. And Mr. D is like a nostalgia guy, so he's generally not one for a V8. He's not one for bull bars and modern stuff. He likes them vintage. So with this truck, we struck a compromise, and I'm like, but you want to be able to like drive it from the city to the Hamptons, freeway traffic, and not worry about it. So this is one of the few trucks I built for him that he let me do a V8. The truck's a great balance though of vintage modern. So we're running a fuel injected 5.7 V8. We're running the Toyota H55F 5-speed manual trans to the 19 spline improved transfer case. Late model FJ40 disc brake axles. No air conditioning, didn't need it. Yes, heat. Not stock, better than stock. It's actually the Steve Mole unit, which is really good stuff. The color is actually inspired by a factory FJ40 color developed for the Pakistani military, color I always dug. And the interior seating color is not stock, although it's quite similar to stock. Stock would have been more like a pumpkin orange, so we played with that tone and went with this darker, more sort of oxblood red. We designed the steering column on this truck, and the steering wheel was recast, no small feet. Column is stock, but then it goes to a sealed bearing to break away intermediate shaft with Borgenson joints. So the truck has modern power steering and breakaway column, but keeps the vintage aesthetic on the interior. The gauges on this one are super cool. Again, designed to look stock and unique to this early year, with the sort of silver background, black lettering, and then idiot lights for the oil and charge. Now those are all modern and restored units behind the scenes, but we left that housing stock. As with the face for the glove box and the instrument, we left that stock as it would have been in these early years before Toyota started doing them silver. Other than that, we took some liberties with the layout of the dash. We went to floor controls for the transfer case. We cleaned up the dash, simplified the controls, and we did our machined knobs for lights, wipers, and the fan controller for the heater. The neat thing about this truck is that back when we restored it, we could get some stuff we can no longer get. So things like the wiper motors. These are original factory, new old stock ASMO wipers. Super cool. So brand new heads, arms, and motors, all NOS Toyota. Totally unobtainium these days. You just can't find them anymore. But a really nice detail. On the wheels for this truck, we did stock vintage looking, actually stock vintage, but again brand new from Toyota. Steel wheels powder coated with the hubcaps. Bumpers are all stock, rear view mirrors are dead stock, even the hyper rare round heads. Seat belts this year didn't have any, but we put in the factory Toyota seat belts. Long style jump seats, which are really cool because you can fit 2 on each side. And it's just a really cool truck. It just oozes character and charm. It's got a great vintage funk and vibe to it, but the drivability totally evolved. Way more contemporary experience than you'd find in a stock one of this era. This era, FJ40 dead stock, you gotta be a patient man. 1 barrel carb, drum brakes, 3-speed on the tree, no synchro in first gear, on and on and on. So I think this truck finds a really nice balance. All right, a couple other more details. The engine, more specifics. I had to cheat when I stopped to get gas and actually lift the hood and take a peek. Thought it was a ramjet, but it was feeling too smooth to be a ramjet, and I am correct, it is not a ramjet. It is a 5.3 Vortec. Love this motor. Putting out about probably 325, 340 horsepower. Look like butter. Way more efficient than the ramjets, lighter weight, easier to service. Every technician on the planet is familiar with this engine basically, and parts are available anywhere. A couple other cool details I noticed. The headlight bezel is the factory stamped Land Cruiser bezel. Again, impossible to find on eBay. They seem to bring $400 or $500 on their own all day because you just can't find them. The hood, like all the sheet metal on the truck, is original to the truck, and again a very rare version. It's a transition model, so it has the hood hooks, but it does not have the hooks for the windshield frame. Although this frame does hinge and fold down, the hardware at the A-pillar is the more permanent sort of design, where Toyota didn't think you were going to bother putting it down. Therefore, they did not bother with the hood hooks in purchase. Gas cap, brand new, OEM, new old stock. It's the original one with the T-sombrero and the little safety chain to keep it with the truck. Soft top, we use the factory soft top frame. Again, blah blah blah, holy grail rare. And then we did a one-off canvas cover for using Mercedes 3-ply Hards canvas. We used higher grade windows, YKK marine zippers, and then the top frame is painted as it would have been done back when the truck was new. Another cool thing we can no longer get that this truck has, the wing window weather strips are brand new. Man, I'd give anything to get a hold of those. Everyone's dying for them, can't get them anymore, and these are in as new conditions, so it's all good. Doors, really funky. These were a transition model, only available for about 2 years. So it has a full structure steel door and a full glass window, but in this super funky crank that you lift up and it indexes in 3 different points. It doesn't have the regulator. Less moving parts, super cool. I've only ever seen 2 FJ40s with those doors. This restoration, of course, was a stage 3 restoration, so went all the way down to nothing and all the way back up again. Media blasted frame, military spec 1 powder coated with an epoxy prime. Every original screw and bracket on this truck was taken apart, media blasted, and then replated in the original finish. The factory wiring harness was forensically disassembled, resoldered, rewrapped, and refit. And then obviously there's light modifications to it, for example, for the modern V8 systems. But very nicely integrated and actually independent of one another to the dedicated fuse panels. So that's pretty much my whole story. Come check this truck out. Obviously we ship globally. Any questions, please let us know. TLC4x4.com, 818-280-3330. Thanks again.